So do I have hat head from wearing my hat? Don't tell me. Hello, darlings. Today we've got a Mary Poppins spoonful of sugar situation going on. My mending pile, which is a whole box that's coming out. It's a whole pile coming out of the box, and just look, it's so tall you can't even see it in frame. It has to get dealt with, but it's not what I want to do today. But it's literally like starting to take over my office, so I have to deal with it today. In order to make it a little fun, in order to Mary Poppins it, we are going to do a sort of mending pile takedown. I'm going to go through this, and mind you, this is just like the clothes. This isn't even like the accessories and things that need to be repaired or fixed or whatever. This is just the clothing items. But what I'm going to do today is I'm going to do a mending pile takedown. I'm going to see not only how many of these I can get through, but if there's something creative that I can do with one of them, that's going to be sort of part of the challenge. If there's something that creative that can be done with it, it needs to get done with it. That's the challenge. Sounds so simple, but I'm really fighting for my life making this happen. I need this space back in my office. So we're going to do that. I don't even know what's in the pile. I don't know why this hat is there. The hat's fine. It doesn't need to be fixed. I don't know. Maybe I just wear it while I'm fixing things. So that's the plan today. The great mending pile takedown challenge of 2025. We're going to see how many things we can get done. Not even in a whole day. I've got an afternoon. Yeah, I have a couple hours. Oof. Okay, we're still doing it. We're still doing it. We're going to see. I think I'm going to set a timer. Oh, is that too much pressure? Why is this so difficult? I don't know. I'm just going to start. And it'll look good. So, you know, hat, pile, we're on it. Let's go. All right. Ooh. My helper. My little helper. Good boy. This is the pile. We've got a jacket. We've got some pajama pants. We've got a top. Got another top. We've got, oh, this dress that I found at an antique store when I was in the Midwest. Love it. Got some pants. A dress. Oh boy. Another dress. Some more navy blue pants. Was I just having a moment? Did I forget that I had these? Some shoes. I'll take a peek at those. These are crazy shoes. I love these shoes. I thrifted them. Look at them. They're so sort of trashy. It's this one that is just a little stretched out and too big. And because they are so high, I would not feel safe walking around in public. So what I need to do is figure out how to tighten this a little bit of elastic which has come loose. I don't even know if that's possible. We'll find out. So you can see the elastic is a little worn. Let's see. See what I got. Magic box. Fantastic. That was so fast. That was so fast. Let's hope everything else goes as fast. All right, next on the list. I think, head down. I think next I'm gonna do these pajama pants. I got these online thrifting. They were listed as, you know, an extra large, but they are a 1X, which are two different things, and they're way, way too big for me. So now now that we've got our elastic out, I think, actually I don't even need to do that. I'm going to open up the seam, cut some of the elastic down, and then just pull it tight and sew it. And that's the plan. All right, let's get started. But this is gonna be super quick. It's not. Turns out the elastic is sewn all the way around on the bottom. Oh, that's so frustrating. I hope it would be quick. I could just pop these out, but no. Yeah, it's the whole thing. Okay. Oh, it's so frustrating. So then I have to decide if I keep these, obviously I'll stitch up the hole again, or if I let them go to someone who they will fit. Because it is hard to sometimes to find really cute jammies as a larger person. Okay. It's an easy fix, I would keep these, but this is going to have to be a whole sewing, deconstruction thing. So we're going to put these to the side. These might not get addressed today. Okay. What's happening here? All right, vintage dress. I've already taken the sleeves off this thing because they were in less than fabulous condition. It's very cute. I tried it on the other day and there was an issue, but I say the other day, I mean, it's been a bit. That's why this mending pile is the way it is. Okay, I got to assume it's a seam thing. It's, oh yeah, there we go. It's seemingly always a seam thing. Okay, but now, so I was doing this by hand, and there's several holes that have made their way through. Okay, and here's all of my hand sewing from before. Basically is the whole dress. Now that I've got the sewing machine up and running, I wonder if I just take this downstairs and just do up the seams. So this is one of those where the polyester is fine because it's polyester, but the cotton threads because they were old. And it looks like I'm not the first person to try and fix this, but the cotton threads, because they're old, are starting to disintegrate. Let's put her to the side for now. It's been such a project. There is a matching jacket to her, which is why it's such a great set, and I want to wear it. That's why I keep fixing it. Okay, so save you. Another dress. I have no idea why. I'm going to go with seams. Let's see. Very cute peacock, vintage problem. So yeah, if you are starting to collect vintage or you're thrifting vintage, do be aware that you probably will have to fix some seams if it's a polyester piece. Polyester has a lot of good qualities in that it keeps its vibrancy, it's easy to get stains out of. It lasts a long time, but it definitely lasts longer than the threads that are usually used to hold it together. Ah, found it. Oh, this is just a teeny tiny hole. Okay, this is not worth heading down to the machine for. Okay, project number 2. You have the most exact color match. I don't know if you can see, but this little spool of vintage thread that I've collected from somewhere is the exact color of the thread that's in here. Woohoo! Super unpretty, not sexy, but really strong and gonna hold. So I'm excited. I am gonna wait on trying this on because I've got a few other things I need to try on, but I think we're gonna continue with the quick momentum and go with, I think that's just a button. Let's see. Okay, so this one isn't even a button, it's just the little snap. So I haven't found anything I can really be creative with yet, but that's okay. I'm getting stuff knocked out and I'm here for it. All right, let's get to it. Pretty but super strong. I used like a quilting thread to make sure, because clearly this is getting some stress on it. I love this piece. It's a vintage little coat. I'll make sure we'll try it on in a sec to make sure there's nothing else that needs fixing. Let's check the buttons. Okay, our pile of completion is growing. Woo! This is a little velvet number, which I cannot wait to wear in the holidays. Remember, it's just a little zipper stress, so we can do that. This was a packaging error by the person that I purchased it from online, so there's a cut in the fabric. I bought some fabric glue. This is silk. It is something I need to try, so we may take this downstairs and see if we can glue it. And this is just a quick hem job. So let's keep going. It's done. So zipper fixed. Found a tiny little moth hole in a sleeve while I was doing that. So got that too. We're gonna add her to the finished pile. All right, so we are on item, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 so far. No way to really be creative. This little top is just a top of my wife's that she asked me to hem for her because it's a little long and then some of the hem came out. So I'm gonna take that on. But so far we're like an hour in and I'm killing it, but no real creativity chances yet, but that's okay. So we're gonna get down to the simple hemming of a shirt. This is just a nice work shirt of my wife's, and some of the hem has come out. So we're just gonna tack that up for her. Real simple. So yes, I do wish there was some creativity involved in some of these things today. It'd make it a little bit more fun, but I am getting juiced from how much I'm getting done, which is great because prior to starting this little challenge, the Mending Pile Takedown, I had zero desire to do any of this, and now I want to do like all of it. I want to get done. All right, add that to the finished pile. We are downstairs now. Lunch was had. Came downstairs because there's something I need to do on the sewing machine, which also I realize my sewing area is awash in sewing paraphernalia. I need to organize. That is not for today. But I want to get something on the sewing machine, and then there's something I'm going to sort of experiment with. This is a ridiculous shirt, like genuinely ridiculous. It's vintage perfume bottles on this silk 80s, 90s blouse. The seller who packaged it sort of just messed up when they were packaging it, so as I was opening it, it got cut. So sad, so angry, and sad. Just because it is a ridiculous shirt, but I was really looking forward to it. Anyway, so I have some fabric glue, and because it's fraying, I'm thinking that might be the best thing to use. I don't know. I've never really tried to repair silk, so this is going to be an experimentation. I'm just thinking that sewing it will leave more holes. So I'm going to try this glue thing. We'll see. And then I'm going to fix the seams of this one on the sewing machine. So that's where we're at. All right. Break. I had a shirt when I was, I want to say in 8th grade. I remember it was this crazy sort of greenish color. And it had, instead of just little plastic buttons, the buttons were little 3-dimensional perfume bottles. Oh, and I love that shirt. I thought it was so chic, so fun. And I remember getting made fun of for wearing it. Because, you know, in junior high, you don't stand out, right? And even at the time, I remember thinking, like, why would I care what people who dress so boring think about my clothes? I loved that shirt. Thought it was fabulous. I've sort of always just dressed for me. And this shirt is very much reminding me of that. A, because it's perfume bottles, but B, because it is a little bonkers. All right. Again, this is an experiment. This could go horribly wrong, but we're going to see. I'm going to try and use as little as possible. I'm just going to let that. Okay. That's it. Hopefully that's enough. And that will work. Time will tell. Absolutely perfect. We're adding it to the done pile. Okay, our glue. I mean, it looks good. Can you tell? I'll let it dry. I think we're going to consider that checked. All right, it's added. Okay, so good news and bad news. Well, I mean, kind of actually both good news. So I was sitting here trying to figure out how I was going to hem these pants. Was I going to use fuse tape? Was I going to sew them? Was it by hand? Was I going to use the machine? And I got a text from a client. She has a last minute interview today and wanted to know if we could hop on the phone and do some interview prep, which means, of course, I'm going to do that. And I'm not going to have time to finish any more of the mending pile today. This is it of the Mending Pile Takedown 2025 challenge, which is fine. This is great. I think we made amazing progress, but it does mean we have to end here. So the two pairs, I don't know why I have such similar pairs, two pairs of work pants that need to be hemmed because I'm so short, they are not going to get done. But let's see what we did accomplish. Because I was in a rush to get this pile filmed and ready to roll before I need to take this client call, I totally spilled my whole tray of sewing notions, which I need to deal with right now because they're in my office and I need to get on the phone. That said, I think the Great Mending Pile Takedown Challenge of 2025, smashing success. Absolutely huge success. Do I wish I could get through everything that was in my pile? Yes, absolutely. The only thing I think I'm not actually going to do is the pajama pants because I think someone else could really use these other than me kind of destroying them and rebuilding them to kind of make them fit. So I'm not going to do those. I do want to do the pants. And remember, this is just the clothing. This is not the pile of jewelry I have that needs to be mended and repaired. This doesn't include a couple pairs of shoes and handbags I have that need to be cleaned and or repaired. There's a lot more to do, but I think for purposes of this challenge, I'm calling this a success. I'm calling this completed. I'm so proud that I did it. I love that I'm becoming more confident on the sewing machine. The fact that I was like, yeah, sure, I'm just gonna, fix this seam on this skirt, no problem, and it took me all of 5 minutes, whereas before I would have been so scared to do it that I would have just done it by hand and it would have taken me, I don't know, hour plus. Not that there's anything wrong with that. There is the zen of doing it by hand, but this challenge was about seeing how much I could do and how much I could get done in a very short period of time. I thought I had at least another hour plus, but I don't. So for the time that I did have, which was almost 2 hours, not quite, but almost 2 hours, I got the shoes done. I got my wife's work top done. I got a wonderful holiday dress done. I got the funny perfume silk shirt. I got the dress from the sewing machine, the hem fixed on, the seam fixed on that. I got the peacock vintage dress. I got the coat snap finished. And the shoes. Can't remember if I said the shoes or not. So that's a lot. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 pieces in not quite 2 hours. I mean, that's amazing. That's a success. And remember, I didn't want to do any of this. I came into this just not wanting to do any of this at all. And now I am sort of wishing I really, really could continue and get them. Did I get to use any real creativity? No, and that was part of it, but there just wasn't an opportunity today. But again, I was able to get on that sewing machine and be really confident about just doing it. And that's a creative win because that's going to mean there's some other creative sewing projects in my future. So I'm really excited for that. So I am going to clean up this mess. I am going to go help my client prep for her interview. And that's it. That's the Great Mending Pile Takedown 2025. I hope this inspires you to either mend along with me or tackle that thing that you've got just sitting in a corner that you've just been meaning to do forever. And until I see you next time, stay creative, stay crafty, Stay quick, and I'll see you then. Bye. Look, is it ridiculous? Yes. Do I love it? Yes. Am I glad that I fixed it? And can you see that there's any hole? Absolutely not. I love it. I'm so glad I took the challenge, and my client call went great. I think she's gonna knock that interview out of the park. So, let's go across